That's beautiful. Okay. I'm just going to ask access for your system. Okay. So you have done it. You have actually used the logic correctly. Yes, you need something called as bridge table. But if you see this, okay, this is having many to many relationship. Okay. So this many to many relationship is actually happening because of the column called as date. Okay. So what I will do is I will just have a check with the column called as date. Okay. In performance report. Okay. I will just have a check how the date has been formatted. Where is this date? I'm not able to see the date.
Starting left side, left.
Left side?
Sorry, left.
Left, extremely sorry. Okay.
Yes, this one first.
So we have this date. Okay. And if we see, it is 14, 15, 16, 17, 24. Okay, that is fine. So let me sort this to ascending to descending. No, ascending or descending, basically. Okay. So if you are able to see this, okay, so this is 5/8/2022, 5/8/2022, 5/8/2022, which basically means it will repeat again and again. Can you see that?
May month.
May month. Okay.
Repeat, but the line and other data is different from that.
Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Let me see this particular thing. And adding to that, I will also see the bridge table as well. You have created something called as bridge table. Right. So if you see this bridge table, okay, this is a text data. Can you see that?
Right. Data type is text, right?
The text. Number one. This is the first problem. Second problem is the format. If you see this format, okay, so this is 01.03/2022. Okay, if you see this particular table, okay, here this is 05/08/2022, and this also contains time, and this date is completely different. I hope you are able to get it.
Right. Right.
Okay, so let me try to convert this into a date. Okay, so if it is possible, then it is good. Okay, if it is not going to then we have to take help of Power BI, okay, to transform the same. Okay, see here, there was an error. We can't automatically convert the column to date type. Hope you're
there is dot. If there was the backslash, then it will be transfer, I think.
Yes, if you are able to, yes, if you are able to convert this into a slash, okay, in Power Query, okay, you will be able to do that. Okay.
Okay. So how can we do?
Just go to Power Query, sir. Okay, just go to Power Query. But meanwhile, I just have a small concern. I have a bridge table. Okay, if you see this bridge table, you have this, okay, which is also a text. Okay, if you can say this as date. Okay, see here the thing got converted into itself. Then I'm just going to say close and apply. Okay. Bridge has view. I will say one. There is one column. It is actually have error problem. I'll say discard. Okay, because it is not working. So bridge. It is not working. So I will just say discard. You can again go to transpose data. The bridge table. Now the column profiling has been done. See here, there are 60% error. Can you see that? Out of this thing, there are 60% error. So there is a data formatting issue. Can you see that? Now I've tried to change it to entire data set. Okay. Can you see that? So this is something which is actually happening. Okay, so one thing is we have to format the date column, or else we have to eliminate the date, which is not good, because if you eliminate the date, there are various things that can actually get jeopardized. Okay, hope you're able to get it. Hope you're able to get it, sir. Vijay sir. Okay. So these are some of the things, and bridge table is not something which actually looks like this. Okay, we normally create the bridge tables. Okay, so it's fine. You are trying it out. No worries. Okay, so we will be there to help you further as well. Okay. Yes. Do you have any other questions, guys? Do you have any other questions? Himandas, any question? Akash, Amit, Kumar Kulkarni, Amol, Nitin, Praveen, Ravindra. Any questions, guys? No, right? No, right? Can I share my screen? Can I share my screen? Beautiful. So I hope I'm able to share my screen and everyone is able to see my screen, isn't it? Okay, everyone is able to see my screen, isn't it? So let me grab the data. Okay, I will import the CSV file, the order 2017. So yesterday, what we have done is we have created something called as column. Okay, we have created something called as measure, and we have also created various this thing what we can say options like we created measures with okay I will we created a measures with conditions as well like we have to instead of writing 3 to 4 different measures all of the measures will be created inside a measure using something called as bar variable. Okay, so we did various crazy things. We did all of the things which are required to be intermediate level expertise in tax. So if I just hover on this particular modeling, so in our yesterday's class we have completed measure, we have completed new measure, we have also completed a quick measure, and there is only one thing which is actually left out, which is actually called as a table. Agree with me? So we will try to understand or try to create a table here. Okay. So, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to click on this particular thing called as table. Okay. As soon as I click on this table, okay. So instead of a measure, okay, there will be something called as table that will be created. I'm just going to call this as table itself. I'm not going to rename this. Okay. Yesterday I was discussing about one situation wherein I was saying that if you have, I repeat again, if you have a column called as segment, okay, and sales, and if you want to see what is my segments sales, I repeat again, if you want to see what is my segments sales, okay, let me go here. Okay, you have something called as segment here. Category, shipping mode, segment right here. So if you check this, so there are three segments: customer, corporate, and home office. Okay, so your product is being bought by customers or a corporate or a home office. Okay, and if you see this, okay, if you see this, this is repeating again and again, like corporate, customer, corporate, something like this. So here, if you want to aggregate all of them, I repeat again, if you want to aggregate all of them and want to create a table, okay, if you want to aggregate all of them and want to create a table, you have an option called as group by. Okay, I will just open what I can say. Um, anyone have any questions? Ashwini? Ashwini, do you have any questions? Thank you. So what I'm actually going to do now is I will say group by GR. Okay. So if I'm going to say group by, yesterday I was actually showing you that how a group by function is going to be written. Okay. And we are going to do the same thing. Okay. Using this particular form. Okay. So what I'm actually going to do is now I'm just going to use the group by here. Okay. In this thing, what I can say table. So I will quickly go here. Okay, I will just say a group by, I will say modeling, I will say table. I don't want to change the table name. I will say group by GROUP by. Now here there is a condition called as table. So here I have to provide the table name. What is the table name I have? I have something called as order 2017. Can you see? Can you see here? Order 2017. I will mention order 2017 here. OR 2017, something like this. Then it is going to ask me on which specific column you want to do a group by. Okay, I want to create a table which is going to have segment and the total sales, segment and total sales. So that's the reason here in group by column 1, column name, I'm just going to provide segment. Okay, I'm just going to provide segment. Now I have a segment. I have table and I have a segment. I have table and I have a segment. Okay. After this, I can actually provide a different column as well, like segment and what I can say, category, subcategory, or something like that, or various other things. So what I'm actually going to do is I just want only two columns. One will be called a segment, and second will be called as table. Okay, one will be called as segment, second will be called as table. So what I'm going to do.
Sangesh, your voice is actually breaking some.
Okay, reconnect. Okay, is it good now?
Yeah, now it's better.
Now it is good. So what I was actually saying is I want to create a table wherein I have segment and I have total sales. Okay, so I have provided segment. Now I need to provide segment's name. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say segment. So here I need to provide the name of the segment. I will say segment. Okay, then last but not the least, here there is something called as expression. There is something called as expression. Okay, so I just want to give you a small idea what is meant by expression. Okay, so yesterday I had actually discussed this. Okay, when I say sum, sum, sum. Okay, so there are two types of functions. One is called as sum, and one is called as sum x. Sum x. What is this sum x? What is the sum x is going to do? Sum x is an expression. Sum is an aggregation. I just want to open sum x. Okay, so if I'm going to see here, this is an expression. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open sum as well. Okay, I'm just going to open sum as well. So this is going to take one single parameter called as a column. It is going to take a column, but this is going to take an expression. It is going to take an expression, table and an expression. Table and an expression. Okay, so here what I can actually do is I can use this sum x function because this is a expression function. So that's the reason. Okay, so I cannot use sum, okay, in a group by function. Whenever okay, you see this expression, you always need to, I repeat again, you always need to provide an expression. Okay, that is sum x, something like this, or else if you're writing average like average, average, you can use average x, something like this, because average x is a expression. Okay, and similarly you also have things like min x, see here, min x, which is an expression, max x, max x, max x. Can you see that? So all these are expressions. Okay, and whenever in Power BI parameter it is going to be asked as expressions, you have to provide an expression. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? I think someone is actually having some question. Yes. No, right? No. So I want to get the sum, or the summation of it. So I'm just going to say sum x. Okay, I'm just going to say sum x. Inside the sum x, I need to provide the table name. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I have an option called as current group. Can you see that? Current group. Okay, so if I'm going to say current group, it is going to take the order 2017. This order 2017. Okay, so I'm just going to say current group. I want group by on the same table, and here I need to provide the name of the column. I need to provide the column name. So here I'm going to provide. Here I'm going to provide sales value. The order 2017 sales. Okay, if I'm going to say enter, okay, if I'm going to say enter, okay, I will be able to create a table. I will be able to create a table, okay, which looks something like this. I have something called as order 2017 segment, and I have something called as segment. I can change this as well. Okay, for example, if I'm going to click on this, okay, if I don't want segment, I can say segment total, something like this. Something like this. Okay, all these customizations are actually available in Power BI. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Any questions here? Any questions? So group by function, filter functions, these are some of the advanced level of I can say programming, okay, in Power BI. So try it out. Okay, if you are finding any kind of difficulty, then I am there to help you out. If you have any questions or concern, feel free to ask me. Can you can you right now I'm creating something called a segment total. Okay, so can you create something called as segment total profit? So I'm using sales, right? I'm using sales, right? Can you use profit here? Okay, can you write your own tax? I'm just going to provide something like 5 minutes of time.
Sangesh,
Yes,
I am
Ashwini.
sharing my screen. Actually, I am unable to see this tab menu bar, table tool,
Can
my
you sh- can you
software.
show me? Can you show me?
Just a second. Is it visible?
You are sharing your screen.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not able to share. Now I'm able to see the screen.
Okay.
Hmm?
So your sheet external tool menu bar is there, and one more thing, tool, table tool. But in me, this dashboard for Power BI, I can't able to see the external tool and the table tool also.
Okay. So I'm an advanced Power BI developer, which basically means
Okay.
we use something called as DAX optimization, and we charge DAX together for DAX optimization and dashboard optimization. Okay.
Okay.
So for that, we use some external tools like Power BI Helper. We use external tools like Tabular Editor. We also use something called as DAX Studio. So these are the three popular tools what we use when we are actually doing our work. So for that, we have installed these external tools from outside. So that's the reason we got a what I can say tab called as external.
So right now, how can I use this table tool?
Table tool. So first, I mean table tool or um, I didn't get your question, sir. Extreme.
Hello.
Yes, yes, Ashwini. Your voice is breaking a lot, but
Can
I'm able to hear you.
now I'm clear?
Yes, sir. You are clear.
Okay. So now how can I use this syntax of group BI, group BY?
Group by. Okay.
Yeah, group
So
by.
for that first thing, as I've told you previously, you need one table. So yesterday I have provided you one table, right? Can you import the table? Okay, you can import order 2017 or order 2 that I have given yesterday.
Yes. Just a second.
So you have to import the data, right? So for that you can use recent source. You can click on recent source, which is
Different source, okay.
you can say order 2017. The data will get loaded in Power BI. Okay, you can say okay. Then you can say close and apply. Now the data will be in Power BI. It's getting loaded. It is getting imported. Just give me some time. So meanwhile, people who are done,
Need to click on apply.
just give me some time. The data is getting loaded. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. So now you have to go to modeling. So people who are done with group by, please ping me on.
Your voice is breaking. Just a second.
Okay, I think the internet is not good from your end. Let me have a small check on my internet. Just give me 1 minute. I will say share my screen. Let me see how is my internet. I have a good internet. 3840. How about others, guys? My voice is clear, or only Ashwini is able to face a audio problem or something like that?
We have clear. There is no issue in that.
Issue, right? Yes, I think it might be related to Ashwini because this audio is also crisp.
So I will take a support from the IT. No issue.
That's absolutely fine. So I hope people are trying it out group by. If you are facing any kind of issue, just let me know. You need one table to create another table. Being very frank here. First thing, you have to import the data into Power BI. Then you have to use a group by. Then you have to provide the table name. Then you have to provide on which particular column you want to use. If you want to use segment, you can use segment. If you want to use any other column, you can actually use that particular column. Then you have to name the column, the segment total or something like that. Then you have to provide the sum x. In sum x, if you want to sum it out, if you want to take an average, you can say average x, something like that. But the syntax is going to be the same. So how many of you are done with the group by? Just say I, or if you are facing any difficulty, you can start sharing your screen and that I'm there to guide you. Okay. I can guide at least one. Okay. Who want to volunteer? Who want to volunteer? Say I. I think there is one candidate who is raising his hands. Like, have a check. Need a time.
Sangamesh, hello.
Yes, Vijay, I can hear you.
Can you repeat to how to create the new table? Because both of us don't understand actually.
No worries, sir. No worries. You can share your screen. I'm there to help you out.
Just 1 minute. I will.
Sure. Okay. So now, before going ahead, okay, we will try to understand the performance report table. Can you open performance report table? Yes. Okay. So I want to see it in a relation. Okay, that's wonderful. So you have, okay, what I can say, performance table. So you have something called as assortment, right? You have something called as assortment, and along with it, can you go a little bit on right? We will check one of the aggregation. Okay, assortment change time. Okay, assorted time number of, okay, gross often net loss in tons, gross pieces. Okay. I think gross piece, gross in piece is a very important terminology for you, isn't it? I mean, assortment as well as gross in price. You want to aggregate and create a table. So here you will be having what is the bottle name, like Kingfisher 500, Director Special, something like that. Okay. And then, so here, so you will be having assortment. You have something like Shaw bottle 180 ml, right? So you have something called as Alauddin 180 ml, Direct Special Black Whiskey 375 ml, right? So
Right.
these are the assortment number. Okay, assortment thing. So
Yeah.
what you are going to do is you are just going to aggregate. So here there will be only one Director Special Black Whiskey 375 ml. Okay.
Right.
So now what we can actually do is, can we go a little bit on our right hand side, sir? Okay. So here, what I'm actually going to do is, wait for it. Okay, wait. So you have a column called as, gross in piece, PCS. I assume that it is the number of piece that has been produced.
Right.
So now let's do something like this. Okay. So can you click on a new table? So which is at the top. Beautiful. Can you click on it? Okay. So here, what you are doing is you are showcasing assortment and the number of pieces that has been produced. Okay, aggregated. Okay, not based on number of days, aggregated. So what you are going to do is you are going to say group by. Can you say group by? I'm extremely sorry to say. Is equal to Gela. Okay, write one name, say group by table or something like that, or even if you say group by table. By table is equal to, okay, so now you write group by.
What you say?
Group by, GROUP, group by. Okay, G. Okay, so now you have to mention the table. So on which particular table you want to do the group by? You want to do the group by on performance report, right? Can you write performance report now? Can you write performance report now? Beautiful, beautiful. You are doing it in a correct way. So performance report. See, you have to click this. You have to click this. That's beautiful. Okay. So now can you say comma? Because see here, they have used a comma, right? They have used a comma here, right? Comma. So the second argument is the group by column. On which particular column you want to do a group by? As I told you, we want to do the group by on assortment, this particular column. So can you just take your cursor and click on this? Beautiful. So now you have the column. Now you have this thing. Then can you say comma now? Can you say comma now? You can say the name of the column. You have to open a quote. Double quote. Beautiful. Now you can name the column. So you can say total gross piece. You can say total gross piece. Something like this. You're just going to name it. Piece. That's absolute. That's comma. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you are just going to say, now you are saying total. So that's the reason you have to use some x. You have to use some x. So why some x? Why we are not using sum? Because sum x is the expression. And wait for a minute. If you see, it is asking for an expression, sir. It is actually asking for an expression. So that's the reason we are using the sum x instead of sum. Agree with me?
Right.
Agree with me? So here I need to use something called as current group, which basically means this performance report. So that's the reason I have to say I have to literally type current group. Can you see current group now? CURR. Beautiful. Can you click on it? Can you click on it? Beautiful, beautiful. You are going in the right direction. So now you have told current group, wait for a minute. So which basically means you have provided the table name. Agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. So now the thing is the expression. You have to provide the expression. So you have to put a comma. You have to put a comma.
Sarmesh, what is current group?
Sorry?
What is current group?
Current group means, okay, just remember it. Current group means this is the group, that is performance report itself. We cannot use the word performance report inside this SumX function as of now. So that's the reason we are using current group. Okay. So current group is also a different acts.
Okay.
Okay.
Here, current group refers to performance report.
Yes, sir. You are absolutely right.
Oh.
Okay. So now you have to mention the column name. We have a column called as gross in keys, right? So can you type gross, GROSS? So if you see gross in keys, this is the one I assume so. This is the one I assume. Can you click on that? Can you click? Beautiful. Can you close the bracket? Can you close the bracket? Can you say enter? Can you say enter? So now you are able to see the total. Now you are able to see the total, which is Kingfisher beer 650 ml, which has produced so and so gross units. Okay, Tuborg 650 ml, which is so and so. Similarly, you have all the bottles. Can you see that? You have produced all the variety, different types of bottles. Okay, and you have the sum, that is the aggregated sum. Okay, the total. Okay, of the table which is available here, performance report. Agree with me, Vijay?
Yes, yes.
Are you able to understand it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Something. Yes. I need to practice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So see, Power BI DAX has a steep learning curve, which basically means there is lots of trial and error which is actually required from your end. Okay, and try to do it, try to practice it again and again. So you will be able to, I'm just making you familiar hands-on, like, and I'm just brushing your hands. Okay, but you have to practice it. Okay, and there are also some open source which are actually available, like Power BI community. Okay, which you can actually use to debug your codes. Like for example, if you are facing any kind of issue, you can go there, you can understand it or something like that. Or else you can contact me and they will help you out.
So here, I think coding is very important, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coding is very, very important. Okay. So whenever you want to create any kind of interactive report. Okay?
In our group, most of don't know the coding. Most of have not have knowledge about the coding, so that they don't able to understand quickly those things.
So in that case, see, try to practice on your own. Okay. If you find it difficult, or if you are this thing what I can say struggling, then what we can actually do is we can actually propose you another 5 hours of training only on tax itself. We can make your hands dirty on tax.
Yes, I think we
We can think about it later.
I just wanted to know whether there are the standard, when there is codings are standard ones, or case to case basis we need to know how to design the codes.
The code, it actually depends on case to case, sir. Okay, so if I'm going to go for a supply chain industry, okay, they have a different this thing calculation. Okay, they want to create EOQ, they want to understand this thing what I can say demands. Okay, they want to create something called as rolling average and all. Okay, so if I go to what I can say a retail company, they have a different calculation. They want to understand things like what is my footfall ratio, what is my average sales per footfall, something like that, because they have a store like Big Bazaar or more or something like that, and people are going inside that and purchasing some of the other things. Okay, they do.
My question was not clear to you. Let me rephrase it with the same example, which is here. Like here, what we are doing is we are making a table using these coding purposes. Okay. So whenever I have to make a coding here, what basically we are doing, we are using one column, and in the another side, we are doing the sum of that column related whatever items are there, grossing up what that summation has been done. For that, you have used this table code that group by performance report. So performance report basically means the file which we are using it. Then in that you selected the column performance report assortment total gross piece. Then you put up the comma. Now some current group, then that bracket close, open, close, performance report, gross in pieces like this. This formula has been given. Now it means whatever I want to do the summation, irrespective of column name, file name, I would be
Yes.
able to do using this copy paste. The only thing is
Yes.
I have to change the names.
Yes, good.
But suppose I have to do something else rather than saying that okay, rather than doing the summation of these total pieces, I want to see which is the highest value or sorting or something else. Then I have to create a code in a different manner.
Different manner. As in, for example, here.
For that we don't know. It would mean that we will remain one trick pony only. If I learned from you here, I would know that from table and using the dash, how can I do the summation? Because I have seen it. But if I want to do something else in that, something I have to play around, then I have to have a knowledge of creating these codes. So if whether we can learn that as well.
Yes, yes, yes. So here I'm just going to give you a high level understanding, okay, how you can actually do here. So previously, I think something like 15 minutes back, I just told that here you have some x. Okay, so actually I will denote it as well. So here you have some x. Let's assume. And here, if you want to see the average, okay, you are just going to remove this particular thing. You are just going to remove this and replace it with average x. Average x. Okay. So now, Vijay, can you change this particular thing? So can you remove some x? Okay, can you remove some x? And can we use average x or min x or something like that? Okay, so average x. See, that's the one. If you say enter, okay, now you will be okay. So average x. So see, you have mentioned this particular thing. You have to remove this, isn't it? So you have to remove 2001 pullback, right? Can you delete this, please? For me, remove that as well. One backspace. Beautiful. Can you say enter? So now you have the average.
Right.
So there is a syntax. Okay, that's the reason. So that is one reason I was showing you the syntax for the this thing, what I can say, group by. So I repeat again, all the DAX functions have a syntax and we have to follow the same syntax. Number one, sometimes it actually asks a column, you have to provide the column. Sometimes it asks a table. I will explain this with the example of the same. Sometimes it asks a table. Sometimes it asks a column. Sometimes it asks a name. Sometimes it asks an expression or as a sum, okay, or a DAX, okay, something like this. So the things or requirement are going to be little bit different. That's it. I hope you are able to understand it, isn't it? I think I have answered it. Okay, there is a syntax that you have to follow. Okay, I'm just showing you one of the example. The same syntax is going to be working on another thing. For example, instead of assortment date, you want to see this date wise. Okay, what is my date wise total gross piece? So in that case, what you are going to do is you are going to remove this assortment, this thing, what I can say, column. Then you are going to provide the date. Can you do that for me, sir? Can you remove the assortment, this thing, column, and put the date column? Big bracket open, date, big bracket open, big bracket open, big bracket open, sir, big bracket. Not this one. Okay, I will take a control of this. I will show you what I'm requesting control of your system. No, not that is a flower bracket, sir. That is a flower bracket.
Just one.
Okay. So what I was actually saying is, I was speaking about this. This is called as a big bracket, right? Big bracket. Okay. So here I can use date, DA, See here, I have something called as date, right? Okay, I can use this date. So if I'm going to say enter, sir, so this as instead of assortment, assortment name, okay, so I'm just going to say enter. Okay, instead of this assortment name, okay, I have, okay, I think I have used a different column. Oh yes, I have it. See here, I have date and I have the average of this thing. I can actually change this as well. Instead of calling it as total, I can say AVG, average gross this thing. Hope you're able to. I think I have answered your question, isn't it, sir? Or you need better clarity?
Okay, and I understand that. The same syntax is used for other also, means I can use same syntax, only I need to change those things like that as you change right now.
I'm showing you one of the example for group by.
Yeah.
Similarly, there are various functions, like there is something called as table function, there is called something called as filter function. Okay, so using them is a little bit different. Okay, so because when we speak about filter functions has a different syntax, but most of them work on this way. So that is the reason what we have to do is we have to look into the documentation. So that's the reason yesterday also I shared the document of Power BI DAX group by function, and I tried to show you how it has been used. Okay, so to practice DAX or to learn DAX in a very beautiful manner, you have to read the documentation which is actually available. So hope you are able to understand it.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more request, can you take a one session for this syntax?
DAX. Okay. Yes, sir. It can be possible. It can be possible. I will request Sirisha on the same. Okay.
Because most of don't have know about the syntax.
Yes. I will take one, dedicated session. I will let me complete this particular training. Okay. After that, I will help you on DAX as well.
Okay.
Okay. So, so what I was actually speaking about was this is most of the things on DAX. Okay, so what I will do is I will share my screen. So that's the reason. Vijay sir, can you stop sharing your screen, please? Okay, beautiful. Okay, so here, okay, I can share my screen now. Okay, so this is my DAX. Okay, so the best way to learn DAX, I repeat again, the best way to learn DAX is to basically practice it. See here, inside this, they have used something called a sum x function. So here they need to provide a table. Can you see? This is the first thing. They have to provide a table. Inside this, they have used a filter function. They want to apply a filter. Okay, saying that, okay, in internet sales, internet sales. So sales territory ID is equal to 5. There is a sales territory column, ID column, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they want to see only the sales, okay, of freights. Okay, only the sales of freights. Okay, they want to sum it only for the ID which is actually having 5. Okay, something like this. So these are some of the examples which have been actually provided here. Okay, so you can actually understand it in a very detailed idea here. Okay, so so these are some of the examples related to DAX. Okay, and people may actually ask me a question saying that, hey Sangamesh, there is Power Query and there is also DAX. Okay, and if I see, okay, this transform data, if I see this transform data, I have an option. Okay, I have an option called as group by. Here, can you see that? I have an option called as group by, and I can actually do a group by here as well. I can do a group by function and basically do that transformation. And there are few transformation, like if I want to create a new column, I have an option called as add column. Here I can actually create a new column in Power Query itself. Okay, without understanding or without having any knowledge on coding itself. then why are you teaching me DAX? Many students have actually asked. Many students have actually asked me. When Power Query is capable enough to create a new column, when Power Query is able to create transformations like group by and all, why are you teaching me DAX? So this was the major question which was being asked from various clients. Okay. So I normally say a standard question. For this, you have to understand the computer, how a computer works. So most of the Power Query transformation, what you are doing, it will run on your hard drive. The system will run on the hard drive. Any function or any calculation that you are doing in DAX, 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 that will run on RAM, random access memory, hard drive and random access memory. So in a simple way, it is called as primary storage unit and secondary storage unit. Primary storage unit is your hard drive and secondary storage unit is your RAM. So whenever you want to take a information from your drive, hard drive, like if you have a pen drive or something like that, or a hard drive or something like that, if you want to transfer data from one to another thing, okay, there is a significant delay, okay, that can be seen. Okay. So that is one reason why people say is, okay, try to use Power Query. Don't do lot of transformation on Power Query. Like if you are doing too much of transformation on Power Query or something like that, the load on query will actually get higher, and due to which the refresh can also be slow as well. So that's the reason, if you are actually having all the tasks on DAX, the dashboard can be faster. The dashboard can be faster because currently you might be having something like one Excel file. Okay. But when you are working with your organization, you may have a huge amount of files. Like you may have something like 5 GB of data, 10 GB of data, something like this. And when you are running all of them, okay, when all of the things is running on your primary memory, okay, they need to be data that need to be collected from your hard drive. There is a processing that will actually happen on your system. Then there is an output which will be shown on your Power Query. Then what will actually happen is there is a lot of delay, because if you are from computers background, there will be a delay, okay, from primary memory if you are going to get a data, and if the data is getting stored in a RAM, okay, the quicker the option which is going to be fast is going to be from RAM. That's the reason people say that, hey, if your computer is having larger RAM, then your system is faster, something like that. This is the kind of rule of thumb what people tend to use. The same type of technology is actually happening in Power BI as well. So that's the reason all people, all the organization give more emphasis on DAX as well. Okay, so there need to be a proper balance between Power Query as well as DAX. Okay, I'm just giving you a small idea here. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So any other questions, guys? I mean, any other questions if you have on DAX? Any questions on DAX? Yes or no? Yes or no? Nitin, Vijay, Ravindra, Amit, Hemandas, Amol, Praveen, Akash, Shrini, Suneet, Sanjay. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, what we are going to do is, now we will jump from.
Sorry, we have to interrupt you in between, but two things are there. Few of us yesterday missed out because of one important call on the second part, where you told about the decks, which we missed out. So we are going into seeing the later part of the movie first, rather than the first half. And second thing is, the guys who have also gone through it, for them also it was an introductory kind of session. First time they have seen like this kind of thing. So they also wanted to get it repeated. If is it possible, and other participants also agree, who have joined from elsewhere, then whether it would be possible for you to restart the DAX once again, because that is something new for us. And second part, which we've discussed right now between ourselves, is that if we will learn about the coding subsequently, then how will we practice this task right now? Because if you will take that session, say after 3, 4 or kept into the last, we will not be able to practice it. Like in desktop, we can understand that, okay, we have to practice on our own. But here in DAX, whatever little we have understood, how much we will be able to practice without knowing how to create these syntaxes.
See, when we speak about DAX is very subjective, sir. Okay, and what I can actually do is I can provide. See, what I'm actually doing is I'm just going to show you the skeleton how a building is can be built. Like what is pillar, what is beam, what is roof, what is a wall, something like that. The internal beautification part and the hardcore statistic part, like all these things need to be done from your end. And it also depends on subject to subject. For example, yesterday I showed you one of the example called as what I can say, profit versus sales ratio. Okay, but there might be a different ratio, because if I go to a hotel industry use something called as ADR. Okay, average booking rate for a room, or if they have something like 10 rooms, how many of the rooms are being booked, how many of them are vacant, how much money I'm losing because of that. Okay, they use something called as cost per customer. Okay, how much revenue I'm generating from each customer. So all these are some KPIs. Okay, so similarly when we speak about bottling industry, so they have a different KPIs. Okay, so here I am just showing you the blueprint. I'm just showing you the blueprint and how the skeleton of the whole building need to be. Okay, so you can just catch this particular thing, and you can do self practicing on your own. Okay, I showed you all the things, like what are the different types of DAX. Like you have something called as aggregation DAX, you have something called as time intelligence DAX, you have something called as this thing, what I can say, relationship DAX, and all these things. So you can try to understand all these documentation. You can read about the documentation. I showed you how to read the documentation. What are the parameters which are going to be used? What is meant by remarks? What is meant by syntax? Okay, how to use the examples to understand the DAX. So I gave you a small understanding, and I also gave you small one example, like how to create one measure, how to create a column, and how to create one this thing, what I can say, table as well. Okay. So if you want a dedicated session, we can we can actually speak to this thing, what I can say, Sirisha, and we can actually look into that particular, because we have we have structured the tutorial as well. Okay, like how many hours we have to dedicate for each session, isn't it? So
hello.
Yes, sir.
Can you just take a little bit fast round of DAX for what we can say the 4 features of quick measure, okay, and then column and table? Just
sir, I can do that for you. I can do that for you. Okay.
5 minutes you can take a fast round. 10
sure,
minutes.
sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir. We will do that for you. Okay. See, what I was actually showing you yesterday was 3 things. Number 1, I showed you something called as measure. Okay, which looks something like this. Okay, so you can click on this measure. Okay, you can click on this measure. Okay, and you can calculate anything. You can calculate anything, like you want to understand that what is my sum, what is my average, what is my ratio, profitability ratio, okay, or something like that. So in that case, you can actually incorporate that particular thing here. Okay, so let's assume I want to see sum. I want to say sum. Okay, and here in that sum, what I'm actually going to do is, if I want to see the sum of, I repeat again, the sum of, okay, profit, I want to see what is the total profit, what I have actually earned. So I can just provide sum and the column name. Here you can see there is a column name. Okay. If I want to understand it in a very deeper aspect, if I want to understand it in a very deeper aspect, like what is the sum, how to use this particular sum, and all these things, I can actually use this. Okay. So here I have something called a sum. Okay. And here I have the syntax as well. So syntax sum is going to take only one parameter. That parameter is the column. Okay. So see here, that is the column. So here in parameters, you have an option. What is meant by this column? Okay. What is the contents of this particular thing called as column? Okay. So here they are saying it can take only numbers itself. It can take only numbers itself. So that's the reason I have used a profit. I've used a column which is called as profit, okay, which is a numerical column, which is a numerical column. Can you see that profit? Okay, so let's assume if I'm not going to use a numerical column, if I'm not going to use the profit, okay, so what will actually happen if I'm going to use the city? If I'm going to use the city, then what will actually happen? Okay, so then what will actually happen is I don't get my output. I don't get my desired output. Okay, I'm just going to put this out here. Okay, the value will be having an error. Can you see that? There is an error. If I see details, I'll be having this particular thing. Then what to do? What to do? How do I come up with these things? I want to count how many cities I have. Okay, I want to see how many cities I have. So in that case, instead of sum, I have an option called as count. COUNT, count. Okay. So if I'm going to say count, okay, same measure. I'm not doing anything. Okay, just give me 2017 city. I'm going to see this particular thing. Okay, so now I have 9,994 cities. What is the distinct city or unique cities I have? Okay, this is the total number of cities what I have. But if I want to see what are the distinct count, I can say distinct count. DIST. This IST count. I have an option called as distinct count. If I'm going to say distinct count, I will be having only the unique cities. So there are unique 531 cities in that particular column. Hope you're clear on the measure part. Yes or no, guys? Yes or no? So you can read about this aggregation functions. Also, you can read about all these aggregation functions. You have something called as aggregation functions. Here you have various types of things, like you have average x, count A, count x. Okay, blank, count blank only, will count only the blank variables. Okay, count rows, it will only count the rows. Count x is an expression. Distinct count that I have used right now. Distinct count, no blank. Count the distinct, but don't take the blank values. Okay, maximum, take the minimum, and all these things. Can you see that?
Ramesh,
Yes, sir.
use count X in users.
But I didn't get you. I lost you a bit.
Can we use count X for average X in users?
Yes, sir. We can use. Yes, we can use. Okay. So I will just give you one example. Okay, I will just give one example. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say count X, count X. Okay, so here I need to provide the table. So I can say filter, filter, filter. Okay, so here in this filter I need to provide one order 2017. Order 2017. So here in order 2017, I want to see how many city. Okay, how many city which is actually having one name. I don't know the name of the cities, but let me say New York. I don't know whether I'm writing it right or not. Okay, so I'm just going to say count how many New York I have in the this thing, what I can say, table. Okay, so now I'm providing a table which contains only New York. Agree? Agree?
Yes, yes.
So now what I'm actually going to do is here I'm just going to provide the city column. City column. That's it. So now I'm able to see blank. I think the New York City name might be different. So what I will do is I will take a column which is having there is something called as Los Angeles, right? Okay, there is something called as Los Angeles. Los A-N. I will just copy this. Just copy this value. Okay. Oh my God. Check. Help me with the value which is actually having very less name or something like that, like that. ALL. There is a small city. Okay. ALLEN. Okay. So ALL. Allen. So instead of city, let's take another variable. Okay, I can also do something like this. Instead of the city, I will take category. A category. Category. Because there is a column called as category. I want to see how many different categories I am selling to the city. I'm selling to the city Allen. Okay, I'm just going to see that particular thing. So I can see there are 4 different categories for the city Allen. Agree with me, sir? I mean, I'm just giving you a small idea here. I have used one table. I have used one table. Out of it, I have applied a city slicer. Then I have tried to count the category. Okay, how many categories I have in that particular. Hope you are able to get it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is how I'm actually writing the DAX. These are some very complex DAX what I'm actually showing you. Okay, but practice makes man perfect, sir. Being very frank, you have to bleed a lot to learn DAX because this is a little bit new thing. Okay, so this is something which is our bread and butter. We write DAX each and every day. Okay, and we write it really sleek and simple. Okay, so that's the reason. If you find any difficulty or something like that, you can ask me. I'm there to help you out.
Measure is one type of text. Syntax is another type. No.
Measure, column, table.
Okay.
And all these three things contains syntax. What is meant by syntax? That is how you write the function. What is syntax? I will show you what is syntax. Syntax is this particular thing, sir.
Okay.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something like this. Okay. So now I want to keep things really simple. I don't want to teach too much of complex tags or something like that. The reason is you always need to start with petty things. Like they say that, like, if you want to be a king, try to fight with a very small or weakest soldier. Okay, then you fight a really big war, something like that, isn't it? So I'm teaching you very simple things. So anything what I showed you right now here, it was a little bit complex. Okay, so try to write average x, and try to use filter in that average x and all these things. Then you do little bit advanced things, like you write some complicated using 2 to 3 different functions. Then use multiple functions, like what when we do it in Excel, right? So first we do only VLOOKUP and all this. First we learn that. Then what we will do is we will use 2 VLOOKUP. We will use match functions. Then we will use VLOOKUP, something like that, isn't it? I'm just giving you a small idea here. You start small. You start learning in a very small this thing. Then you write really complex tags. Okay, I'm just giving you a small suggestion here. Try to win small battles. Then you go for a really long or big pattern. Okay. Clean and clear, guys. Clean and clear. If you are clear on this, I will teach you another DAX that is going to be a column. Just give me a confirmation if you are clear on this particular part. Just give me a confirmation if you are clear on this particular part. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, now I will teach you another thing, which is called as column, So let's assume, I'm just giving you a small idea. Okay, I'm just giving you a small idea. Okay, like you have something called as product. Okay, so if you see this product, okay, you have various types of product. You have something called as BO. Okay, you have something called as C head. You have BO. You have C head. Okay, can you see that? I'm speaking about the middle one. So you have FUR, FU, and there is some number. Agree with me? Agree with me? Okay. So here, what you can actually do is, you can create a DAX. You can create a DAX if it is going to contain AR. If it is going to contain AR or ST or something like that, call it as yes. If it is not going to contain, call it as no, something like that. I'm just giving a small idea here. How do I create that? I'm just going to say, okay, new column. I'm just going to say new column. Okay. So here also in Excel, you used to create if and else condition, right? If and else condition. Similarly, here also you can create an if and else condition. How you will do? You will say if, something like this. Here you are going to provide a logic. What is the logic? If it is going to contain contain, contain string. So this is a function. So this is the function called as contain string. Okay. So if I want to just show you how this contain string actually work, or how this contain string actually is, because I know many of you have actually used if and else condition in Excel. So that's the reason I'm just going to show you contain string. This particular this particular variable. So it contains two arguments. One is called as within text and find text. Okay. So what this within text will do, it will search text which contains, search and find the text. Okay. For example, here there is an example like, okay, this particular text contain something called as BC. If this particular this thing contains BC, okay, this particular thing contains A multiplied by D, something like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this particular thing. Okay, like what I will do is where is this? What I'm going to do is contain string. So I will provide the column. That is, what is that column? Customer ID. Customer ID. If customer ID contains RA, something like this. Okay. So this is my logic. If it is going to be true, I will call it as yes. If it is going to be false, I will call it as no. Something like this, sir. Okay. So what is going to happen? What it is going to happen? It will provide me an answer called as yes, because customer ID. Can you see that? The column customer ID. This is the column customer ID. If it is going to contain RA, okay, it will be called as yes. If it is not going to be called as RA, then it is going to call it as no. Agree? So you might be saying, Sumesh, beautiful, really beautiful. But can you show me another example? Yes, I can show you another example as well. What I will do is, I will do something like this. Okay. So here we have something called as corporate. So what we will do is we will create a column. If it is going to have a value called as corporate, then write yes. If it is not going to have a value called as corporate, call it as no, something like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say no, finish, something like this. Okay. So if I'm going to say segment, segment is equal to, I have to mention the corporate, EO C-O-R-R-A-T-E, corporate, something like this. If it is going to contain corporate, then it will say yes. If it is not going to contain corporate, it will say no, something like that. Hope you are clear on this particular part. So now, oh, it is calling it as error. Okay. There are two brackets which were getting closed. So that's the reason there was an error. Okay. So here there is something called as contain string. I have to just remove this contain string because I am not going to use this contain string. That's it. Okay. So now everything will be fine. So here I have something called as corporate. That's the reason I have yes. Here I have something called a customer. So that's the reason I have no. Here I have something called as corporate. Can you see that? Here I have a bunch of corporate. So that's the reason I have yes. Hope you are clear on this particular part, guys. Hope you are clear on this particular part. If I'm fast, do let me know. Okay, I can repeat this as well. No worries. If you want me a revision on the columns, it's completely up to you guys. It is completely up to you. If it is fine, just give me a confirmation so that I can proceed.
Okay. Sanmesh, so
Yes.
column function will give us a column only, right?
That's a very subjective. I can actually create the same thing as a measure as well.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, I have to use calculate. No worries. Order 2017. Oh, if condition, I cannot use it on measures. I was not aware of it. Let me see the documentation. Okay. Not this one, if condition. Logical function, it's a logical function. No worries. Check the condition and returns one value when it's true. Otherwise, it will return secondary value. Okay, that is fine. Okay. Output. What is return value? Either if so and so. Value or expression if you have evaluated true or false. Okay. You need to provide a value or an expression. So here I need to provide an expression instead of a value. Got it. So that's the reason if and else condition. So there is not a hardcore thing. If and else condition can be also used in a measure as well. If and else can be used in a measure as well. But there are yes, sir.
The question was not if or and condition. The question was the column function, the column as a text function will give an output as a column. Whatever
Yes, sir.
that will add a column, and whatever logic we give, basis that will add a column.
Yes.
That is the use of column function, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm extremely sorry. I got your question completely wrong. Okay.
Yeah. So, and what measures will give a value?
A value. Yes, sir. Absolutely right.
Will give a value, and column function will give us a column. And what was the other one?
Table.
Table give us a table.
Yes.
Table. That's it. These are the three main function or output of text.
Yes. And when to use where, I'm just going to give you a small idea here. Okay. So let's assume you want to create a single variable, like you want to see what is the total sum. Okay. Or else if you want to see what is my ratio. Okay, or else if you want to create a single calculation, like what is a count of a specific variable or something like that. For all these kind of things, you have to use only measures. And one good thing about measure is measures cannot be seen here. Can you see that? Okay, that's absolutely fine. I will say no. Okay, so here I have created a measure, okay, called as measure, something like this in table function. If you open table, you won't be able to see a column called as measure. Can you see that?
No.
Similarly, if I'm going to open order 2017, I have a column that is created called as yes or no. And if I'm going to open this in Power Query transformation, I won't be able to see that column that I have created in DAX.
Okay.
Please keep this in your mind. And that is the advantage, because all of the processing is being run on RAM, random access memory. Okay, not on your primary memory. Okay.
Okay.
Clear on this, sir? Clear on this? Clean and clear. Clear and clear.
Yes, it's clear. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, it's clear.
Clear, right? So this is all about DAX. Okay. So now what we will do is we have understood DAX. So can we take a small break? Okay, before I explain you a different topic. A break of something like 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Sangamesh,
Yes, sir.
one just a small and simple question.
Please
This
keep
all
it.
features of DAX you showed.
Sorry.
The features you showed about the DAX, this major column and all. Okay. So when we are using Power BI, okay, that time if we want the new column to have some new data, that time we have to use this column. And if we want to have a new table in that Power BI, that time we have to use these features, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
I will give you certain examples. Like if you want to create a bucket, like if it is greater than some value, like you in this Excel as well. So even this documentation as well, you are being able to see if the product price is more than 500, call this as low, something like this. Hope you're able to. If you want to create this, go for column. Similarly, there is also something called as this thing, what I can say, a table. Like yesterday I was showing you something called as bridge table.
Right.
Okay, so to create all this bridge table, I normally use DAX itself. Okay, what I will do is I will take the unique value of this, Okay, I will merge it into one and I will append it into one, and I will create only one small list, okay, in a table. Okay, then inside that list, I will create another column, something like that, if required. Or something. I showed you that, isn't it? How I created, and for that particular this thing, what I can say, DAX. Oh, sorry, for that particular bridge table, I use 100% of DAX. 100% of DAX. Okay, so for all those things, creating tables, manipulating values and all. So all these things are being used for this particular using DAX. Third is, as I've told you, if we want to see the total of one specific variable, wherein you are going to filter only these 3 things or 4 things. Like I showed you one of the example, like how we can actually use a city called as Allen. We used a city called as Allen, and we created the count for this thing, right? Category, something like that. If you want to do that, you can also do that. Hope you are clear this particular.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So if you are clear, we will take a 5 minutes break or 10 minutes break. Completely up to you. How much minutes you want to break? 5 minutes. Okay, sure. We'll take a 5 minutes break.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. No.
10 minutes. Okay, sorry.
As you just 10 minutes.
Then after this, we will start visualization. Okay, we will try to understand how we can actually do visualization. Hey, hi, hello everyone. I hope everyone is back. Just let me know if you're back on the chat window. Shivan Das is back. Sanjay Goyal is back. How about others? How about others? Anmol is back. Naveen, that's wonderful, guys. Thank you very much. Vijay, Nitin, Ravindra, Akash, Suneet, Sanjay, Amol. Team, are you back?
Hello.
Yes, yes. Are you back? Good to start?
Yeah, just 1 minute.
No worries.
Vijay.
Just let me know, guys, when to start.
Yes, Amish, we can start.
Okay, that's wonderful, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, I hope everyone have actually uh, been able to understand something like 30% of Power BI, which basically involves data preparation part, how to prepare the data and all these things. Being very frank with you guys, okay, it's always recommended, okay, don't do too much of data preparation in Power BI because Power BI is majorly a visualization. Okay, so that's the reason it's always recommended to do all the data preparation in SQL Server, like all these things. I mean, data, processing and all these things, if possible. Then get it into Power BI, then do other visual, something like this. So this is something which is actually recommended if you want a faster dashboard, faster responsive dashboard, being very frank. And adding to that, Power BI is majorly known for a really good visualization, which basically means if you do really good data preparation, until and unless you do a beautiful visualization, it is not going to help the business. Okay, so visualization. When we speak about visualization, visualization takes something like 50% of the emphasis. 50% of the emphasis when you're actually building a dashboard, which basically means, okay, 20 to 30% emphasis is being provided on data preparation, and rest 50% of the this thing, what I can say, weightage is provided on the visualization. How good the visualization that you can actually create. Extremely sorry. Try. I am running out of battery. I think I'm running out of battery. Just give me 1 minute. Guys, are you with me? Are you able to hear me? Hello? Guys, am I audible? I assume so.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much, guys. So what I was actually saying is, now in this session, what we will do is, we will majorly understand the data visualization part. Okay. So number one, this particular part is divided in two parts. Today we will understand very basic data visualization, how to do basic visualization. Okay. Tomorrow I will teach you one of the most robust visualization tools, which basically means how to use AI-based visualization, how to use something called as Q&A. Like, you know, this Q&A is really good. Like, if you can actually literally ask questions. Okay, you can say, what is my total sales? It will provide you answer. You can say, you know, what is the relationship between category and sales? It will provide you a visualization, something like that. It's such a robust tool. We will discuss that particular tool. We will discuss on decomposition tree. We will discuss on key influencer, this thing, what I can say, visualization, and all these things will be addressed tomorrow. We will also help you how to make your visualization look beautiful using something called as format tools. Okay, we will speak about all these things in our tomorrow's session. But today we will speak about basic visualization, and I want to make your hands, I want to make your hands really dirty on this. Okay. So I just want to ask that just have a clean and clear understanding on the visualization, what you are actually having right here. Can you see that? Okay. Just open your Power BI. Just have a check. Okay. Do you have this particular thing called as shape map? Do you have this particular thing called as goal? Do you have these options? Just have a check. Just have a check and let me know. If you don't have it, then let me know. How many of you have? Say I on the chat. If you don't have, type no on the chat. No, no worries. Hemandas, no worries. No worries, Hemandas. People who don't have Power BI, okay, these options, what they have to do is they have to go to files. Please be with me. Don't do anything. I will give you sufficient time. Please go to files. Please click on options and settings. Files, I repeat again, files, options and settings. Okay, here there is an option called as data source settings. And above that, you have something called as options. You have to click on options. You have to click on options. There is something called as preview features inside this. There is something called as preview features. Can you see that? This particular thing in global options. Preview features. Try to click all of them. Try to click all of them. You can exclude this Spanish language. You can exclude this Spanish language. Apart from this, you can click on all of these things and say okay.
Can you repeat once again?
No worries, sir. So what I can do is, Sanjay, can you share your screen?
Yeah.
I'm there to help you out.
Yes,
You can click on Alt R as well. Alt R. And you will be also able to share your screen. Sorry, extremely sorry. Alt S. Alt S. Sanjay, finding any kind of difficulty?
It is not showing the share means option. Share option is closed here.
You can type Alter R. You can type Alt button S R, and R simultaneously. So not R, extremely sorry, S. Alter S. Alter S. Alter S. Alter R is used for recording. Alter S is used for screen sharing. Here. Yes. Yes, I think you are sharing your screen. Yes, I'm able to see the screen. So you have to click all of them. You can exclude Spanish language. It's absolutely fine. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So then you have to say okay. Then you have to say okay. So yes.
Yeah, it's done.
Then you have to close your Power BI. Then you have to open your Power BI again.
Okay.
Close your Power BI
Yeah, you have to close,
and
restart.
open your Power BI again.
सब सेलेक्ट करने के लिए छोड़ सिर्फ फिनिश को छोड़ फिनिश को छोड़ आफ्टर दे उसके बाद
Beautiful. Beautiful. How about others? How about others? Files, options and settings, and options, preview features. Click all of them and say okay.
But everything.
Clean and clear, guys. Clean and clear.
Yeah.
You can stop sharing your screen. Okay. So now I want everyone to load the data. Okay, you can use something called as, see here, you can use something called as home, recent source, and you can click on the recent data. The data loading will be really quick. Something like that. Okay, I hope everyone has the data in the system. And let me check the chat as well. Done. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. So now I just want to give you a small understanding on the visualization pattern. Okay, how this visualization is out here, how this particular palette you can actually see. Okay, so there is something called as this particular thing. Okay, so this particular visualization contains, okay, this specific visualization contains all the bar and column, all the bar and column. What I'm actually speaking about, what is this bar and column? So here, what I'm actually doing is, here if I'm going to click stack bar chart, okay, a bar chart will actually look something like this. Okay, I can change this to a column chart, something like this. Yeah, a column chart, something like this. Now this will be like this. Similarly, I have something called as clustered bar and clustered column. Similarly, we have something called 100% bar and 100% stack. I will explain this in a very detailed aspect. Okay. So I was speaking about one specific thing. Okay, like I want to understand my segment. Which segment is doing what amount of sales? What amount of sales? Okay, what amount of sales? So here I'm able to see, okay, customer, okay, customer, I'm able to see 11,61,401. 11,61,401 sales was contributed to customers. Means customer segment have what? 11,61,000. Similarly, corporate have what? Something like 7,06,000. I mean 6,000. 7,06,146, something like that. And similarly, home office, they have bought something like 4,29,000, something like this. Okay, I'm able to see this specific thing. Can you agree with me? Okay, can you agree with me? Okay, so what we will do is, in this next 15 minutes, I repeat again, in this next 15 minutes, okay, I will give you all the options. I will give you all the options to change each and every part. Okay, I will make you pro, okay, to visualize these specific things. Okay, clear and clear, guys, clear and clear, clear and clear. Clear and clear. Do you have any questions? Or if you want to try this, you can also try this on your system as well. Okay. 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 So now what I can actually do is I can bring this, see here, I can bring this segment, see here, I can bring this segment and put it into legends. Previously, what I have done is I have taken this segment and put it into x-axis. I have taken the sales and put it into y-axis. Now what I have done is I have taken this segment and put it into legend axis. Legend. What is meant by legend? Legend means colors, different colors. Okay. So here I'm having this particular visualization. I have this particular visualization which is providing me customer, okay, different color, corporate, different color, home office, a different color. Agree with me, guys. Agree with me. Agree with me. People who are really smart, what they will do is, wow, this is a very interesting tool. So if I'm going to put segment, if I'm going to put segment, okay, in legends, I'm getting different color, different color. What if I'm going to put something like, if I'm going to put something like, something like shipping mode into legends. Okay, shipping modes into legend. So now what is actually happening is, okay, I have different colors. Okay, so now the total was, I repeat again, the total was 11,61,000 for customers. How many of you agree? Right? So now if you see hover on this, okay, you can see 7,10,137. If you go here, this is 2,31,498. So here, if you go here, if you have customer same day 60,596. If you go here, you have first class, which basically means there are 4 different types of shipping mode. There are 4 different types of shipping mode. Okay, and you are able to see all the shipping mode. Okay, all the shipping mode. Okay, right here. First class, blue color. Okay, same day, dark blue color. Okay, this second class, which is of orange color, bhagwa color, and you have standard class, which is of purple color. Agree? Agree with me, guys? Agree with me? Agree with me? So I will give you exactly 2 minutes. I will give you exactly 2 minutes. Can you create this? Because we will customize everything. We will do this beautiful, we will do this visualization really beautiful. Okay. For before that, I want you to create this visualization. I want you to create this visualization. As soon as you are done, okay, please type done on the chat. Please type done on the chat. Heman Das is done. How about others? Pavin is done. Vijay is done. Akash is done. How about others? How about others? How about others? How about others? Ravindra, Amit, okay, Sanjay, Suneet, Amol. Okay, thank you very much. So now what you have done, is you have created this. Okay, you have created this. Now, if you hover on this, you are getting, what are the information you are getting? First, you are getting something called as customer name. Okay, segment is customer, information is available. Second, shipping mode standard, second information is also available. Third information, sales, that is 7,10,000, that is sales information is also available. Agree with me, guys? Agree with me? Do you agree with me? So what if, Sangamesh, can you showcase profit in this? Your visualization is good. I know your visualization is good, but can you add profit inside this visualization?
Sorry, Sangamesh, just one query here.
Yes.
Whatever we are seeing the chart, even though value is coming to, I believe, in a 0.7 million, but our chart is showing in the range of 1.2 million. So is it because of our error on our part, or it
No,
has
I
to be
didn't get
referred
you,
to
sir.
some kind of tables which are shown there?
So the total you are speaking about.
See, my sales is 710, 137. But if I look into the axis, which is being given on the, if I look into my y-axis, sorry, it is reaching up to 1.2 million kind of number. So if
Yes.
somebody will look into it, probably he would think that my sales is in a range of 1.2 million.
It is for standard class only, sales.
That blue color only.
So nothing to be worried. I mean, the you are speaking about the x-axis sales, which is in millions, right? So that is basically a unit. It can be changeable as well. So right now it is not showing 1.2 million. Being very frank with you, it is near to 1.2 million. Okay.
I'm saying if I just somebody looks into the graph, he doesn't place the cursor there to see the exact number. If I'm looking as a layman reader, probably my understanding would be that consumer sales is in the range of 1.2 million.
Yes, you are I completely understand that. For you to avoid those confusion, we normally put labels on top of this. Before I teach how to plot labels, I want to teach you, okay, the basics of visualization, sir. Okay. So first I will cover that, then I will teach how to put labels and all these. Okay, Sanjay?
Clear.
Okay, clean and clear. So I was actually saying something. So clean and clear, right? All are able to do this particular thing, right? What was I saying? Okay, now let me do. So Sanjay was actually saying, Sangesh,
You were saying whether if we can show the profit also on that.
Yes, profit also. Yes. Extra. Thank you very much, Sanjay here. Okay, so if you want to showcase, if I'm going to hover on this, I have segment, I have shipping mode, I have sales. So if I want to put profit as well, I can actually do that. I can actually do that in the same box. How to do it? Here I have something called as profit. I'm just going to take this profit. I'm just going to take this profit and put it into something called as tool tips. I will put it into something called as tool tips. So now if I'm going to hover on this, okay, I have okay, sales, profit as well. See here, I have sales and profit as well. See here, I have sales and profit as well. Do you agree with me, guys? Do you agree with me? Okay, so similarly, if you have any measures that you have created, if you have created some kind of calculations and all, you can also visualize those things here as well. So I will just give you a small example here. Yesterday we had, right now we have created something called as Allen, right? So I can just put this into tooltip as something like this. Okay, so right now if I'm going to hover on this, measure 2, measure 0. So see here, so this customer is having 2. Okay, can you see that this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. Can you see that? I can actually do that. Or else what I can actually do is, I can put, oh sorry, I can put even a measure inside this y as well. See here, inside this y as well, instead of sales. Okay, here if I'm going to hover, I'm just going to get 4 values. I mean 4, number, something like that. I'm just giving you a small idea. What I'm actually saying is, you can use a column. You can use a column, or else you can use a calculated measure as well in the visualization. Clear, guys? Clear, guys? I used sales. Sales is a column, right? I used a sales. Okay, I also used a profit as well in tooltip. And adding to that, I also use measure. Inside a visualization as well. Clean and clear. Clean and clear. What are the variables that I can actually use for visualization? Clean and clear. Clean and clear, guys. Clean and clear. Vijay, Ravindra. Okay. Amit, Kimandas, Praveen. Thank you very much, guys.
Angavai, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, regarding the measures, can you repeat this?
Measure, okay. So now what I will do is, I will quickly write a measure. I will say, create a measure. So I will just say sum Okay, a very simple measure. Okay, I will say sum of profit, P-R-O-F-I-T, profit. Okay, of profit. Okay. So here in y-axis, even in tooltips, okay, I used a column because sales is a column, right? How many of you agree sales is a column, and how many of you don't agree sales is not a column? On the chat, guys, on the chat. Do you agree sales is a column? Because see here, okay, sales is a column. Can you see that? Sales is a column. I can use this particular column, or else I can use a measure as well. Now I'm just going to remove the sales here. I can remove this sales here. Then I can put the sales here. Okay, not this sales. I will put this sales. Okay, measure here, which basically means whenever you are doing a visualization, in this section, you can use a measure. Or else you can use a measure, or else you can use a column as well. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Yes or no on the chat. Yes or no on the chat.
One question, Sangamesh.
Yes.
Measure is the column which we have created. Okay.
Measure is not a column. Measure cannot be a column.
Okay.
Next question. Measure cannot be a column. Measure is never a column. DAX is a measure. DAX is a column. DAX is a table. Measure cannot be a column.
Okay. Okay, that column you have created by DAX. Okay. It is a measure.
So that is measure. Measure is different and column is different. Please don't get confused. And never, I repeat again, being a Power BI developer, you have to be really clear with what you are speaking. Measure is different, column is different, and table is different. And you cannot use this interchangeable. You have to say, so for example, if you are referring measure 2, you have to only say measure 2. That's it. You have created a measure 2. Okay, that's it. You cannot say you have created a column called as measure 2. That's a completely wrong statement. Okay?
Measure 2 is something we have created by some of the data, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and another, you said that you can use the measure 2 or you can use a column.
Yes.
But both data may be different.
Yes, data may be different. Like I'm taking one of the column from order table and second column from people table. I will do that as well. Just give me some time. I will take people table as well, the one which I have actually used yesterday. Okay, so I have this. I will just say transform data. Okay, I will say first row headers and close and apply. So here, okay, I will create another visualization. I will say control. Okay, got uploaded. I will say control C, control V. Or else I will create another. Or else I will create another visualization. Here, I'll put this people and a person's name here. Okay, and adding to that, I will put the sales as well here, something like this. So I have Sangamesh KS, Vijay, Rathod, Ashwini. Okay, and right now I'm having the sales number here. Can you see that? I have this sales number, and the reason why it is showing correctly is because there is a relationship, correct relationship. Can you see that? There is a relationship, cardinality, which has been created here. So that is the only reason you are able to see this particular relationship. You can easily take one column from this particular table, one column from that particular table, and all these things. You can do all the crazy things. You can use columns, you can use measures, all these things. But please make sure that there need to be a cardinality relationship between two columns. Clear, Sanjay?
Relationship.
A relationship, cardinality relationship.
Okay, then we have to select this column. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Clear and clear?
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Any other questions? No, right? So what I was actually showing you is, so we will try to alter this. So for example, we have Sangamesh, we have Vijay, we have Rathod, we have Ashwini. Okay. In Sangamesh region, okay, how many percentage of contribution is from customer, how many contribution is from corporate, and how many contribution is from the home. So for doing these type of visualization, can also be possible. So people table, you are taking person's information, and in this thing, what I can say, I'm just going to take the segment information and put it into legend C here. So now I'm able to see the proportion. Now I'm able to see the proportion. What proportion these people are buying? These people are buying. Agree with me. Agree with me. Any questions? Any questions? If you are clear on this particular part, then I will jump into the beautification part. How we can actually make this beautiful. How we can actually change the titles, change the values, change the colors, and all these things. We'll try to understand that. Are you clear on this particular part? Say yes or no on the chat. Say yes or no on the chat. Only one person is clear. Only two people are clear. Okay. Four comments. Okay. So that's absolutely fine. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. So now we have, see here, we have created this particular visualization. Now we will try to alter it. So what I will do is, I don't want to create any kind of confusion. So I want to delete this particular visualization. Okay. So I have only one visualization. Okay. So I have three options here. One is called as filter. I can actually apply a filter on this particular visualization. Or else I also have something called as focus mode. This is called as focus mode. If I'm going to click on this focus mode, the visualization will become really big. So I have clicked on this particular thing called as focus mode. Now the visualization is huge. Okay, now the visualization is huge. Can we have one more example? Yes, we can do that. Okay, we can. So after this thing, we will also do another visualization. Okay. So now you have this particular visualization, which is as a default, which is looking really big because this is in a focus mode. If you want to go back, you have an option called as back to report. You will be going back to the report. Okay. People who know Tableau, okay, they say that most of the things, this is going to be the default. Then you are going to take all the individual visualization and put it into one different dashboard. So that is how Tableau is going to work. Power BI work in a different way. Okay, but both are used for BI itself. But these are some of the things that you have to understand. So now you have sales, and you have person information, which is actually available. Person is in your y-axis, sales is in your x-axis at the bottom. Okay. So now if you want to alter or if you want to change, okay, there are various options. Okay. So if you are going to click on this particular thing, okay, if you are going to click on this particular thing, which is actually called as format your visuals. It is actually called as format your visuals. Here you have various types of options like I can change the values here. I can change the values. I can change the color. Okay, I can change. I can make this as something like orange color, something like that. Okay. Adding to that, I can make this maximum area, wide, or I can actually make it as small or something like. I do have these kind of options. Can you see that? Now the name has been in red color. Can you see that? Because I told a kind of red. It's saffron kind of thing. It's saffron. Okay, it's not red. Okay, now I have changed it. Okay, I can make it at bold as well. See now this is bold. All the names are being bold. So how I did it, I changed the x value because this is the x-axis, right? This is the x-axis, right? I changed the x-axis. I can make this as italic. I can make this as see here. I can make this as italic. I can make this as underline, something like this. Can you see that? All these options are available. All these options are available. Okay, I can make this size a little bit bigger or small size a little bit smaller. Switch the axis as well. Okay, if I want to change the axis, instead of here I want it here. All this customization is available. See here, you're doing all this customization without writing even one single line of code. I know Python, I know R. Okay, and to do this kind of visualization, I at least need to write something like 30 to 40 lines of code. But here, I'm not even writing one single line of code. This is the beauty of Power BI. This is the beauty of Power BI. Are you with me, guys? Are you with me? Okay. Similarly, I have title as well. So this is the title. This is something called as person. Okay. I can change the title name as well. So I can say name, thing like this. I can change this as title. Okay, show only title, or font size. I can change the font size. I can make it bigger, smaller, make it as bold. Okay, italic, underline. Okay, change the color of it. Right now it is black. I can make it as silver color, something like this. Okay, so all these things are actually available, and even I can actually reset as well. See, I'm just going to reset. All of them are going to come to the original. Are you clear on this particular part? So similarly, similar to y-axis, even in x-axis, you also have all these options like value. Okay, so someone was actually saying, hey, Sanmesh, this is millions. It can be really confusing for me. Can you change it? Yes, I can change it. I can change it to thousands. Can you see that? I can change it to 1,000. Now it will take a bit of time. Now this is thousands. I can put some decimal points as well, something like this. I want 2 decimal points, or I want 4 decimal points. Can you see that? 4 decimal points.
Sanjay, this option is not visible on this screen. What you're showing
Option is not visible
on our desktop.
on our desktop. Okay, yes, this is the problem, because we both may be using a different version. Can you share your screen with us?
Yeah.
I'm there to help you out.
Is it visible?
Yes, it is visible, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you click on visualization? Okay. Before that, you have to click on the visualization.
Where? This one.
Naji. I will explain. Okay. First, you click on this visualization.
Okay.
Beautiful. Then you click here. Make this big. Then you click here.
Okay.
Are you getting?
Yeah. And the screen is also very it means small. You are showing is big screen.
My screen is really big. I mean, I use a 27-inch screen.
So how to change that?
Huh?
How to change that? This screen size.
Screen size. I'm extremely sorry. I mean, I use a larger screen.
No. This window. What this?
Oh, extremely sorry. Extremely
yeah.
sorry. You have an option. Just give me a minute. Let me clear all of that. Okay, you have something called as focus mode.
Focus. Okay. My question is that this window size, that means text is half part and the visualization in half part. So I want to more that text at one side.
Can you click on that?
And where I have to click?
Here. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Can you click on that as well? Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
These are some of the things that you can actually look at.
Okay.
I
Thank
think
you.
Himandas, now you are fine, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries, sir. It's my job. Okay. Okay, Himandas, can you stop sharing it? Or else I can share my screen.
Yeah, I stopped.
I hope everyone is able to see the screen. So, people who find it difficulty, they can actually collapse these visualization. It will be big. Okay. And now what I was actually saying is you have options. Okay. Like you have options to control the values. You have options to control the title. Okay. And all these things you can actually reset them as well. Okay. I'm just giving you a small idea here. Okay. And adding to that, you also have legends. So like legends position, it is on the top right now. You can change it to something like center, something like this here. Something like right now the legend is at the center. You can bring it down bottom left, something like this. See here, bottom left. Can you see that? So these type of options are also available. Okay, and adding to that, the text as well, you can actually change the legend text. Okay, this segment. So if you want to,
Can we see data levels here as well? You were going to show it to us.
levels as in, sir?
That data levels, that sales would be visible, profit would be visible without
We will
clicking.
do that. We will do that. We will obviously do that. Just give me some time. Okay. Okay. So because we need to go ahead in a hierarchy, right? We have to go for a hierarchy. You have something called as data labels here. Okay. See that? You have something called as total labels here. Total labels. And the breakdown of it. But see, what the reason why I'm actually not teaching this is there is a hierarchy. First, I have to teach all of them, then grid lines, and then all of that, then here at the bottom. Okay. So I will explain that. No worries. I will explain that, Sanjay. Be with me. So what I was actually saying is, adding to that, you also have an option to change the title as well. So here it is segments. You can change it to something else. Okay. All these things can be changed. Okay. I'm just giving you a small idea here. Adding to that, you also have something called as grid lines. So if you see very, very close, okay, there is a dotted line here. I don't know whether you are able to see it or not. There is a dotted line here. Can you see that? There is also a dotted line at the back end. Can you see that? Can you see that? I don't know how many of you are able to see it. Okay, let me do something like this. Let me make this little bit dark or black color. Now you will be able to see it. Okay. Can you see that? Can you see the dotted line now? So you can actually create these lines as well, solid dashed lines. See something like this. Okay. Or else you don't want these lines as well. You can say 0. Okay. you can say white color. Oh, you can say white color. White color. Everything will get fine. There won't be any dotted lines. Hope you are able to understand it. So you can do these kind of things as well. You can actually add a line as well. So for example, if I want to create an average line here, I can do it. I can do it here as well in vertical lines, or else I can create a vertical line here as well. Constant line. Add a line. Okay, constant line here. Okay, I'm just going to say value. Okay, so here I can put the value here and put the labels as well. Okay, so all these things I can actually do here. Okay. So before I actually go here, I want to discuss this in a very detailed lesson. So here is your dashed line. You can actually incorporate dashed lines and everything. Here you have something called as zoom slider. Zoom slider is also very much important. Like you have something called a zoom slider. So now you want to see the range. Okay, you want to see the range. Okay, like the sales between 0 to 100K. Now the all of the sales is between 0 to 100K. You can zoom in, zoom out. You want to see which are those sales which are above above something like 450 or something like that, between this particular range, you'll be actually able to see this. You can actually do these kind of variations as well. Okay, so there might be people who might be asking visual level slicers as well, right? So for these things, you can actually use this. Okay, so you have slider label. Okay, you can put a slider label as well. You can put a slider tooltip as well. Okay, you can do various things here. Okay, I'm just going to off the slider. Adding to that, you can play around with the bars as well. Like here you have various types of bars like customer, corporate, and home, and you have various types of legends. You can actually change these colors as well. So for example, you don't want to use blue color for customers. You can change it to yellow, something like this, something like this. See, something like this. You can change it. So now you want this dark color to be green color, okay, or light green color kind of this color. You can change it. I know this visualization is looking like a very bad kind of thing. The color combination is not good, but I'm just showing you how to do things. Okay? Hope you are clear on this particular part. Okay, and adding to that, you also have data labels. I can on data labels. I can on data total labels as well. So here I have various options. Like I can change the this thing, what I can say, a background, like values background. Okay, like background. I can change. I want a background of something like black color or something like that. See here, something like this. Okay, I can put something like this. See, can you see that? Something like this. So if the color combination is not good, if the values are not getting highlighted or something like that, you can feel free to use these kind of. Okay, I'm just giving you some of the options that you can play around with it. Okay, so here you have values size, font. Okay, the values decimal places. Right now it is 4 decimal places. You can change it to only 2 decimal places. See, only 2 decimal. All these customization is possible. In simple way, everything can be changed here. Everything can be changed. I'm just giving you a small idea here. Okay, and you have background. You can change the background. You have total labels. You can play around with the total labels as well. So here you have background. You can you can say I don't want background. I want only background inside the label. I don't want labels background outside the table. You have all the controls. You have all the controls like. Okay. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Okay. Hope you are clear on this particular part.
इसमें नहीं जाएगा रे, वो अलग से जाता है.
Yes, Sanjay. I think you have another question, right?
Sangamesh, if you want to give the background from outside, something like that image from outside, is it possible?
Yes, it
Insert
is.
in the background.
I will do that. I will do that for you.
Say like a company logo we want to insert there in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, it is possible. I will do it right now. I have my logo, my company logo or something like that. I will try to select one logo. I'm just going to click on it. Okay. So please make sure. Okay. So if I'm going to click on this visualization, if I'm going to see format your visuals, okay, I will be able to see x-axis, y-axis, and all these things. If I'm going to click outside this particular visualization, and if I'm going to click on this, I'll be able to see the canvas background. So this is the background. This is the dotted line. This is your area where you are going to create the dashboard, right? So inside this, you are able to see. You have background. Okay. So here you have an option, add file. Okay. So I'm just going to see pictures. Okay. I have various types of pictures. Okay. I have a Kal Bhairav pictures. I will put this particular picture right here. Okay. So right now transparency is 0%. That's the reason you are not able to see this. So if I'm going to decrease the this thing, what I can say, transparency, will be able to see the visualization. Can you see that? I mean the background. I'm using a random background here, which I have. Okay, you can actually change anything. You have controls. You have controls to even play with the transparency. you want what type of it? You want it to be full fit, Okay, see here something like this, full fit. Okay, you want it to be filled. Okay, so all these things, your normal fit. So you have all these controls. All these controls you have. Hope you are able to understand it. Okay. If you want a logo, if you want to insert a logo, yes, you can actually insert a logo. So like, for example, I'm just going to click on insert. I have something called as image. I can click on image. Okay, I have various types of image. Let me take another image. Let me say this one. I don't know what is it. So I have an image. Okay, so it's snacks, chips, deli, vodka, prep, beer, wine, and all these things. Okay, I can actually see this. Okay, so all these things are possible. If you want to load and logo or something like that, you can actually do that. If I want to remove it, I just need to click on this 3 dotted lines and say that that's it. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Clean and clear.
Sanmesh,
Yes.
how can we get this link of this recorded video to practice all these things in a weekend?
It will be provided to you, sir. It will be provided to you on your LMS. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm?
On LMS?
I think you have access to your LMS, right?
Actually, I don't know about this LMS.
No worries, sir. No worries. So what I will do is, I right now I don't have the access to LMS right now. So for our next session, I will provide you a complete guide for LMS as well. So that if you have your assignments in LMS as well, I don't know whether you have seen that LMS or not.
But I need to do the practice of all this session of
Yes,
last
yes.
week and of this
You
week.
will be having recording. You will be provided with the recording, number one. You will be also provided with the assignments, number two. You will be also provided with the PPT that I'm going to use here as well, number three. And last but not the least, everything will be available in one point. So I'm just giving you a small idea here. Okay.
So today I can get it.
I'm not the right candidate to discuss all these things. I'm a trainer, sir.
Okay.
Extremely sorry to interrupt. I mean, I'm sorry to say.
No
Okay, I
problem.
don't have idea on this. Okay. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so so here you have two things. One is called as visual, one is called as general. Okay, so you might be scratching your head. What is this visual? What is this general? Visual, okay. Visual might be something which is related to the visual. Like I can change everything related to a specific visual. Like I can put labels and all these things inside, right? And if I'm going to click on general, okay, I will be able to see properties. Like I can specify the height. Like I want it to be 200. Okay, the width need to be something like 600, something like this. Okay, so even though I can actually play around with the position, like I can change the position. Like I want it to be something like 250. Okay, horizontal, vertical. Okay, vertical. I want it to be something like 250 again, 250, something like this. I can change it manually as well, because sometimes, not all the time, sometimes you need to shift the visualization from here to here. Okay, in that case, using cursors and all, you may not be really interested or something like that. Then in that case, you can use these position of options as well. I mean, to do that. You don't understand the importance of it right now, but when you tend to build a dashboard and all, then you will be able to use them really well. Okay, I'm just giving you a small idea. And here you have something called as title. You can change the title. So right now it is sales by person and segment. I can change it to anything like my title. I'm just giving you some idea. Okay. So here I can actually make it normal heading, big heading, small heading. I can change the font of the heading. I can change the, I can even change the position as well. Like I want it to be center, something like this. All customizations are available. All customizations are available here. Okay, I can put some effects as well, like background effects. Okay. Can put some background effects. Like, I mean, okay, thank you very much. So I'm just giving you some ideas here. Okay. So even though if you are taking an extremely opposite color and you want to use it, but you know, you want to play around with it, you have an option called as transparency. You can play around with this transparency. Okay, bring it in a nicer fashion as well. You can play around with the gradients as well. All these options are actually available. Okay, and visual borders. So right now it don't contain any kind of border. Okay, you can put some borders as well. You can put some borders as well. Okay, effects, border. Okay, something like this. See here, now you have a border, thick border. So you can put some shadows as well. You can put some shadows as well. Effects, shadow on. So can you see that there is a shadow now? You can change the orientation of the shadow as well. See here. Right now it is outside. You can make it as inside as well. See here, something like this. Or else you can put it in outside and put it into orientation like bottom. Okay, like what right, only left. Okay, only left. Something like this. Only left. All these options are available. Okay, all these options are available. Okay, heading icons and all these things can be changed. Tool tips and all these things can be changed. Okay, hope you are able to understand it. Any questions here? Because I'm discussing only one visualization. Okay, I might be discussing only one visualization here, but I'm teaching it in a very deeper aspect. I'm teaching it in a very deeper aspect. So all the visualization, I repeat again, all the visualization has a similar structure, So for example, I will show you again. So if I'm going to change it to column chart, right now I'm just going to click on this here. So I'm going to click on this visualization now. After clicking on this, I'm just going to click on this column chart. So now the orientation got changed. Now, even though you also have all these options here, you have all these options, gradients, column, data labels, and all these things. Okay, can you see that? Plot background. Okay, you have general. Can you see that? All these options. So what I'm actually saying is, okay, all of them are same itself. All of them are same itself. Very small here and there change. Okay, so here what I did is, I used something called a stacked bar chart, which was actually sleeping. All the values were being sleeping. Okay, Sangamesh, Vijay, Rathod, Ashwini. So if I'm going to click on stack bar chart, now all of them will be vertical. So see here. Okay, Sangamesh, Vijay, Rathod, Ashwini. The plot size is very small. That's the reason it's very complicated. Now you see. Now you are able to see it properly. Similarly, you can even use something called as clustered bar. See here, clustered bar. Now everything which was stacked, now it is in a group. Can you see that? Something like this. Okay, you can even change it to column as well. Something like this. Okay, all these options are available in Power BI. All these options are available in Power BI. Hope you are clear on this particular. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions here? Any questions? I got 2 responses, I assume so. Okay. Himandas is clear. How about others? Ashwini, Amol, Suneet, Akash, Praveen, Amit, Ravindra, Vijay, Nitin. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. So what I was actually trying to explain you is the purpose of the dashboard. So you need to be clear what information you want to visualize. Okay. So this particular thing, sometimes, okay, it may happen that you have deleted the visualization, something like this, what actually happened right now. Now you want the visualization back. Now you want the previous visualization, what you have created. So you can create Control Z, but sometimes Control Z cannot work until and unless you have saved that file. If you see, the data has not been saved, the file has not been saved, but here you have an option called as undo last change. You can, if you are going to click on this, okay, the previous visualization will appear. In a simple way, if you are doing any kind of mistake, I repeat again, if you are doing any kind of mistake in Power BI, okay, you are able to fix it. Even in Power Query also, feel free to do mistake. Even in Power BI desktop also, feel free to do mistake. Okay, Power BI is there to help you out. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Okay. Hope you are clear on this particular part. So now you have understood something called as stack bar chart. Okay, and similarly, you have also understood something called as stacked column chart as well. Okay, stacked bar chart, stacked column chart. Then you have also understood something called as clustered bar chart, and along with it, you have also understood clustered column chart as well. Agree with me? Any questions here? Any questions with these three? Sorry, these four visualization. These four visualization. Any questions related to these four visualization?
Sanmesh, can you
Yes.
please help me how you will just get the chart back again?
Sanjay, your audio is little bit distorted. I was not able to pick it up.
Can you just once repeat this when you delete this chart and again you will get it back?
Undoing. Okay, no worries. I'm just going to remove this. I'm just going to remove this. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to say undo. Clear? Or is it, or something else?
Yeah, that is.
Huh?
So actually, since it is a unsaved file, so how we can get the chart from unsaved file?
Outside as in, sir, I didn't get you.
No, this is an unsaved file, right? Okay, this
Yes.
file, we have deleted the chart.
Uh-huh.
Only that is the option we can get the chart back again.
Yes, you will be able to get the chart back. Okay, no worries. Okay, you cannot use Control Z. Okay, so if you have saved the file, you can use Control Z as well. You Control Z in simple way. You can use Control Z and get the previous visualization back. It can be possible.
And one more thing, Sanmesh, regarding
Yes.
this saving. For example, like suppose I prepared this chart and I can save.
You can
I
save.
Yeah, I can save. And again, I need to prepare another chart, another file from some another file or something. How this file is saved in PPT one, your
PBX.
PDX version, and another file will save again in PDX version. Like how it will happen? Saving the file.
Sorry, Sanjay, I'm not able to understand your question. Can you repeat?
I'll repeat it again. If I'll save this file, I can save this file.
Yes.
Can save file. Now I need to PBX file. I need to prepare another chart with another file or how can I do that? Can you save the file once?
Okay.
How it will go and how it will look like?
So I will just go here. I will say downloads. Okay, I will call this as test. Okay, and I will say save. Okay, so now this has been saved. Okay, I'm just going to close this. Okay, now I'm just going to open it again. Now I will bring this out.
New Power BI session.
New Power BI session.
Yeah, means another session of Power BI.
Okay, another session. Okay, no worries. Yeah. No worries. I will also repeat. Okay, just give me a minute. See here, you have an option called as test PBX. You can click on this. Okay. the older version of Power BI will appear. It will load all the data and then.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Got it. Means I can
Or
again
else
check and add, edit or something I can do.
so here also I have an option. I can open any Power BI dashboard. These are the dashboard that we have been building for very long time. Can you see that? I can open these dashboards. So 5 hours later, I opened this. One day, yesterday I opened these files or BI files like this.
Okay, it will be like our Excel file only. Understood.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Clear and clear.
Easy.
Yeah.
So now you have created these visualization. Now you have created this particular visualization. Now I want to give you another information. Now I want to provide you another information which is related to something called as line charts. Which is related to something called as line charts. I'm just going to click on line charts. Okay. So here also I have something called as x-axis and y-axis. So for x-axis, please make sure whenever you are doing x-axis. Yes, who is this? Hey, hi, Currently I'm in the middle of something. I know you are. This is an international call. I'm extremely sorry. I'm in the middle of something. Can I call you later? Or you can ping me on WhatsApp. You can ping me on WhatsApp. Okay, I'm there to help you out. Okay. Yes, same number on WhatsApp. Okay. Okay. Have it. Thank you. Sorry, guys. It was an international call. So now what I was actually trying to say is we have something called as line chart. Okay, here I have just clicked on line chart, and whenever you are saying line chart, okay, please make sure your x-axis need to be a date itself. So I'm just going to bring in date here. I'm just going to bring in date here. Okay, so after that, okay, I want to see date-wise sales. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the sales here as well. So now I'm able to see something called as 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. Every single year sales. Now your manager is saying, "Hey, Sangmesh, what is this? Yearly. I don't want yearly. I want quarterly." If he's going to say quarterly, then you will scratch your head. Okay, he's saying quarterly. Then what you will do is you will click on this particular thing. That is going to next hierarchy. Ta-da! Now you have quarterly information. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. How quarterly is going to get affected? No, he will now he will say, Sangamesh, this is good. This is good. But can you do something like this? Because quarter 1, quarter 2, that is immaterial. I want year and quarter, because I want year 2019 quarter 1, 2019 quarter 2, 2019 quarter 3, 2019 quarter 4. Can you do that? Can you do that? If Power BI can do that or not? Let me show. So if you are speaking in that particular level, even that can be possible. For that, what you can do is instead of clicking this, there is an option called as expand. I repeat, there is something called expand all level one down hierarchy. So which basically means if I want to click on this, okay, there is January 2017 quarter 1, January 2017 quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Okay. See here, quarter 1, 2018, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Something like this. Now you might be scratching your head. Ooh, nice. Power BI is really beautiful. Can I change it to monthly as well? Now you can say monthly. Okay. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, all these things. Isn't it interesting? Now you might be scratching your head. Wow. Yearly, quarterly, monthly. Can I say get it daily as well? Yes, obviously. Obviously, yes. Obviously, yes. Now I have daily sales. Just remember it. I haven't clicked it right. Daily sales as well. I can see daily fluctuation. I can find outliers. Okay, see here. Outlier. This specific day, my sales was really high. You can see that 1st March 2018. It's something like this. Isn't it interesting, guys? Isn't it interesting? Huh? I can make it drill up and drill down. See here, I can drill up and drill down. I can go to different hierarchies. I can go to different hierarchies. Isn't it really good? Isn't it really good? Now you might be saying, wow, this is really good. But I don't want quarter. Is there any possibility that I can get only what I can say, year, month, and day? I don't want daily information or something. I don't want quarter or I don't want day. Is there any possibility that I can customize this hierarchy? Then you can say yes. Good. I'm just going to click quarter as 0. So if I'm just going to remove the, if I'm just going to drill the hierarchy, if I'm going to drill the hierarchy, now what will actually happen is I have January, okay, February, and if I'm going to drill the hierarchy, now it is going to be daily. If I'm going to drill it up, can you see that? If I'm going to drill it up, I have monthly. If I'm going to drill it up again, I have yearly. I don't have quarter now. I don't have quarter now. Agree? Agree with me, guys? Agree? Even I can click on this. Even this is also really important. Your manager may have really funky questions in his head. He may say, I don't want yearly. I want aggregated only for month. I want to see January, February, March, April, something. I want to say which specific month my sales is high. Okay. So here you are able to see January. This is an aggregation of 2017, 2018, 2019 and all. I'm just giving you a small idea here. Isn't it interesting, guys? Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting? Yes or no on the chat? Yes or no? Sorry, I was not able to put your audio.
Here it is coming as aggregate value for January, right?
I'm extremely sorry, sir.
Aggregate value for January, February, month-wise.
Yes, aggregation.
Average instead. Average.
You want average? That is also possible. That is also possible. So here you have sales, right? Here you have an icon, right? Right now you can click on this. Here you have some, you have an average as well. Voila. How is it? Sanjay? Huh?
Yeah, it's good.
Something like this. So all these things can be possible here. All these things can be possible. Now you might be scratching your head. Okay. Now you might be scratching your head. This is really good. Sangamesh, this is good. But you know, this is a date. This is a date. But sometimes, you know, I might be having data, something like you know, national level data. Like there is continent, in continent there are countries, inside countries there are states, inside states there is district, inside district there is taluk, inside taluk there is village, inside village there is you know sub village name, tanda name or something like that. So in that case, that is categorical data. This is a date information. So you may ask me, Sangamesh, can I do it for category as well? So if I'm going to see this particular thing, okay, if I'm going to see this particular thing, order table, okay. If I look at really close, I have something called as country, okay. I have something called as city, I have something called as state. Do you agree with me, guys? Do you agree with me? Can I actually apply this? Yes, it is possible. Can I use this? Yes, it is possible. You can create a drill down for this as well. Just give me 5 minutes, guys. Okay, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to go to models. I'm just going to go for models. Okay, I'm just going to click on this particular visualization. Then what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to click on country. Country, where is country? Country and region, right? I'm just going to click on country, and I'm just going to click on these three dots. Okay, and say create hierarchy. I will say create hierarchy. So now I'm going to create a hierarchy. So I have something called as properties which got opened. So here, see here, I have hierarchy. Okay, so here I can put, first is country. Inside country, you have states, right? Okay, you have state. Okay, after state, what you have? You have country, right? You have, sorry, not country. You have your city, right? City, city, something like this. You are going to say country, state, city, and then you are going to say apply these changes. Now you have country, this particular chunk down as well. Now you have this country chunk down as well. So what you can do now is I'm just going to click on this visualization. I'm just going to go back. Okay, I'm just going to create another visualization. I'm just going to create another stack bar, something like this. Okay, see here. Instead of using country, I'm just going to use this hierarchy and put it into X. See here, be with me. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say sales and put it into Y-axis. Be with me. I will show you the miracle. Okay, so right now I have this drill down as well. If I'm going to say, okay, drill it down. I want country and state. I'm able to see United States, California, United States, New York, United States, Texas, something like this, and the sales amount which is that. So if I want to say drill it down to the next version, okay. So now inside a state called as New York, there is another city called as New York City. Okay. Similarly, in California, you have Los Angeles. And similarly, in Washington, you have Seattle, something like this. In California, you have San Francisco. In Pennsylvania, you have Philadelphia. Okay. In Texas, you have Houston. Okay. Something like this. Hope you are able to understand. Okay. So you can drill it down the data. Something like this. Something extremely sorry. You can drill down the data something like this. Okay. Or else you can drill down the data in this way as well. Like country. Now you have state. Okay. You also have the states here. You also have state. Then you can click it to city. Now you have city. Isn't it interesting? But see here. Okay, I have this information. So if I am going to remove this, and instead of this, if I'm going to put city here, okay, that drill down will not appear. Can you see that? Drill down will not appear. Can you see that? Clean and clear, guys. Clean and clear. Isn't it interesting? So now I want to give you some time to practice this. Okay, can you create a line chart? Okay, now I'm going to delete this line chart. Okay, I'm just going to create another line chart for. Okay, I'm just going to click on this line chart. Then I'm going to put my date. Where is the order date? I will put this order date, and I will take profit or sales or this profit. Anmol.
Sangamesh,
You can,
yes,
if you have
yes,
question, we know.
yes. On my Power BI, visible only filter and three dots icons. Rest are not enabled.
Can you showcase your screen so that I can help?
Yes, sir.
you stopped sharing your screen. I assume so. Okay.
See my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Hello? What was that?
I think some technical issue from my side.
Okay, no worries. So if someone is able to help Anmol, that would be really great. Okay, or else we can catch up in next session and to understand it in a better way. Are you clear on this particular part, guys? Okay. Any questions here? Any questions here? Okay. Any questions here? I hope everyone have created this visualization. Okay. Everyone have created this visualization, isn't it? Everyone have created. If you are done, please provide your attention here. Okay, please provide your attention here. There are little bit of variations on this. One of the variation is, so right now you have profit. Right now you have profit here. Okay. Let's assume you want to put sales as well in the sales.
Sangamesh,
Yes.
can you hear?
Yes, yes, Sanjay, I can hear you.
You just said about the hierarchy, right?
Yes, yes.
If we not make the hierarchy and directly put the cities, state, and country in the one of the axis, okay?
Yes.
So I think so that also shows the result, right?
It is. It can also show the result, but one difficulty with that is sometimes we are humans, my friend Sanjay, and we tend to make these mistakes because sometimes we may click and we can drag this up and down. So there might be one chance that so we may make that mistake. So I want my students to be pro in Power BI.
Right, right.
Okay, I don't want
hierarchy will be perfect if we make the separate. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got it. You got me right. Any other questions?
Sangamesh, this is Bhagyashri.
Yes, Bhagyashri.
One more request. Before winding up today's session, I would like you to brief the participants about various assignments which are mentioned in the LMS so that they can see a weekend and get them solved within time.
I'm extremely sorry, Madhavi. I don't have the access to LMS. Okay.
Okay.
So what we can do is, you provide me the credentials and everything. I will walk through the presentation and I will provide the presentation as well as I will also provide everything, the process of assignments and all in the next session. Will that be fine?
Okay, okay, not an issue. If you don't have access, then anyways we are helpless. I'll get back to you. We'll coordinate with the organizers and get back.
Okay, okay, Bhagyashri. Thank you very much. Okay. So, okay, that is fine. Clean and clear, guys. Clean and clear. Do you have any questions? Okay. So, within 1 minute, I would just want to provide you a very quick and easy thing. Okay. So, there is something called as secondary access, which basically means I can put another value in the secondary access. Okay. Now I have two information. One, I have profit and one, I have sales. So I have two scales now. If you are able to see this visualization in a very detailed aspect, this is in a different scale. This is in a different scale, and this is in a different scale. Can you see that? This range between 50,000 to 90K, this range between 450 to 750K. Can you see that? Can you see that? So what you can actually do is you can actually put, okay, like sales and profit into one scale itself, in one scale itself, like this. So this is your this thing, what I can say, profit, and this is your sales, something like this. You can identify, you can put 2 to 3 what I can say, columns, okay, and actually analyze it in a very detailed aspect. You can actually do that, or else you can actually do something like this as well. I'm just giving you some options here. Like I have something called as sales. Okay, date, sales. Agree with me? Dates and sales. I can put category here in legends. Can you see that? I can put category into legends. Now I have 3 different lines. Technology is in orange color. Office supplies is in blue color, and furniture is in light blue color. Something like this. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Feel free to try these visualization on your end. If you are actually facing any kind of difficulty, I'm there to help you out. Okay? If you are facing any kind of difficulty, I'm there to help you. Nitin, Vijay, Ravindra. And I do things, it may look really simple, but when you try to do it, there might be 100 hurdles that might be coming up. So that is one reason I always ask my students to practice along with me. Okay, so I have given a time. Okay, if you need some extra time or something like that, please come on Discord and ask me some time, saying that, hey, Sanmesh, give me something like 1 minute. I'm stuck with XYZ kind of thing. Something like that. I'm there to help you out. Yes. Yes. Any questions, Sanjay?
Do only practice. Sanmesh,
Yes.
in the next session, can we do only practice like whatever we have learned till now?
It depends on what I can say. 360 digit. You can convey, or you can discuss this with Bhagyashri or Smita or this thing. Okay. So I'm there to help you. So my job is to help you out, itself. So if you want to exceed the duration, we can exceed the duration. No worries.
Okay.
Sir, I'm not able to get confirmation on your end, guys. Nitin, Vijay, Ravindra, Amit, Kimandas, Praveen, Akash, Suneet, okay, Sanjay, Ashwini, Amol. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions, guys? All good? All good? Beautiful, beautiful. So what I will do is I will create one hierarchy. And I want everyone to do the hierarchy as well. Okay. So I have taught how to create an hierarchy, right? I'm just going to delete this hierarchy again. Plus be with me. I'm just going to show it again so that you can do it again. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to click on this. I'm just going to say create hierarchy. I'm just going to say create hierarchy. Now I have properties, general, create hierarchy, city hierarchy. Okay, inside the city, okay, I can put various levels, like I can put state, see here, state, country, where is this country? Going with TR wise, country region. See, now I can actually reorder it as well. Like first is going to be country, after that there will be state, after that there will be city, something like that. I mean, I can create these hierarchies. Then after I'm done, I just need to say apply. So if you are doing any mistake in this hierarchy, I repeat again, if you are doing any kind of mistake in this hierarchy, what will actually happen is the visuals will get affected. So that's the reason. Get your hierarchy right. Okay, hope you are able to get it. Clean and clear, guys. Clean and clear. I hope everyone is able to create hierarchies as well. Okay, let me know if you are facing any kind of difficulty. I'm there to help you out. Cleared. Beautiful. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. I'm seeing your chat.
Sir, is Smita joined? Smita, can you hear us?
Yes, yes. I've joined. This is Smita here from 360DigiTMG.
Yes, Smita, what discussion I had with Abhijit sir was just brief us within a minute or so about how to use the LMS and where would be the assignments put for our participants to use them and solve them.
Sure. Sangamesh, I request you to make me co-host so that I can just share my screen and explain you about the assignment process.
That is great. That is great. I will do that. Just for you. All right. Yes, you are the co-host now. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen.
So I hope all can see the screen. This is our LMS dashboard. Here, when all will be able to see their respective folder, that is Power BI 5th May 2022. When I click on the name of it, you will find the modules on the left-hand side. In this, this is the general introduction, the PowerPoint presentation which the trainer is showing. Here you can just click and go through all the slides once again for your revision. Yeah. Next, we have our first module where you will find the required data set for this particular assignment. Here is the assignment tab where you have to upload the assignment. This tab is for uploading your assignments. The question you will find in hands-on material. Okay, when you click on this, so you can just download it. Okay, so how to upload now? Once you have done with your assignment, any in Word or you can just multiple files if it is there, then you can zip those files and click on submit assignment. Here it is written here, add submission, click on it. And you have to just drag and drop your file. Whatever file it is, you can just simply drag. It's uploaded and just click on save changes. That's it. So this is uploaded. So when you refresh your page here, you can see the progress bar is also moving. And when you go to that particular module, I can see here submitted. Like, okay, you'll receive a mail also that your assignment is successfully uploaded. Later, for all the modules, you will be having the hands-on material there. And videos for your reference, it is uploaded in the videos section. That's it. Any doubts in this from anyone?
Smita, thanks for your input. If anything is there, surely we'll come back to you by Monday.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, all of you.
Okay, guys, that is it. Okay, if you have any questions or concern, okay, we will be addressing it. And yes, in our next session, we will be, what I can say, discussing the visualization in a very detailed aspect. More in our next session, we will be also understanding advanced visualizations as well. Okay, so I just showed you something like hardly something like 5 to 10% of the visualization. There are many visualizations which are in pipeline. Okay. So stay in touch, keep practicing. Okay, if you have any questions or concern, feel free to ask. I'm there to help you. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this.